Hello, and thanks for tuning in. On today's episode, I drink a decent amount of alcohol in a short amount of time. If you are someone who is sober or should get sober, and seeing my behavior maybe makes you want to crack one, then skip it. I'm letting you know now. The episode's not that funny anyway. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 67. Lucky 67.
67 big
Hey Aaron,
ones.
why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7 was out for 6's alimony payments that were missing. So had to take him to court, and it was a whole thing.
What was the decision of the case?
I didn't really look into it. I just know that it ended very ugly. Very
Was
ugly.
7, I'm sorry, who was ordered to pay who?
7 was ordered to pay alimony to 6.
6. Why was
Yes.
6? But why was 6 afraid of 7? 6 was afraid because 7
Because
was an abusive spouse and
Yes.
and had
Yes.
to
And-
face them in court to get the payments.
Yes, and 7 was dating 8, and 8 was even more threatening and scary than 7.
2-6.
What have you been up to, dude?
No, I'm sorry, really quick. Was 8 also getting on 6's case?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I kind of lost track.
Dude, not much. I have something cool to share.
We're gonna blast into cool corner
No,
already.
no, not yet.
Oh, okay.
This is Aaron. This is our first officially, I would say officially sponsored episode.
Wait. What?
Yeah. So, Turnt Tony has watched FND sketches for a while, and has recently launched. He's been doing some really cool things. Funny, really hilarious guy, and he's launched his own alcohol brand called Two Turnt Tea. And he sent us.
You got a whole box of it.
He sent i.e. me, some. And it came in this cool waterproof. Look at this cool thing.
He sent you like a cooler.
The beers were all stuffed in there with these nice little candies that I already had some.
Are those just candies, or are they THC?
They're not THC. I would thought they would be.
Wait, he's got like a whole line then. I thought it was just the tea.
Huh?
He's got those come from him too. He's got his own candies.
I don't know if the candies are his or if he teamed up with another brand who I don't know, but
Wow. All right. Well, super interested. This was obviously a huge shout out. How much is he paying us for all this?
he paid us in free drinks.
So the podcast is up for sale if somebody just sends free stuff to one of us. I didn't get any of this stuff, but now you're using our pod, the collective FND pod, to shout out, and now drinking alcohol on the pod.
Aaron, if we come up with some funny sound bites and he shares them to his audience, you know how big his audience is? You know how many people we can sponge off of his audience?
I see.
Come on, we gotta think.
Man.
You gotta
You're a
business.
marketer. You're a marketer. I get it.
That's
Whoa,
good.
Vin, are
What?
you drinking Two Turnt Tony's tea?
I am right on the pod.
Wow. What flavor is that?
This is Bayou Berry Blast.
Bayou Berry Black. Oh,
And
man.
see, these are 5% alcohol, and they are only 2 grams, 2 grams of sugar and 2 grams of added sugar. I believe compared to other beverages in this vertical, in the tea, in the hard tea vertical, that they have more alcohol and have less sugar.
How do they taste? I want a real honest to goodness taste test review.
They're good.
Yep, you heard it here first.
Yeah, they're good. They don't taste overly sweet because you don't want stuff. When you taste something that is overly sweet, you think this is going to give me a headache. Because normally a beverage like this, Aaron, you're on a boat, you're on the beach, you're out in the sun, it's refreshing. But if it's got a lot of sugar in it and that sun's beating down on you, you're not drinking enough water, you're going to have a gnarly hangover. And especially if you're day drinking and you're like me, by 5-6 o'clock, you just want to go to bed for 24 hours.
You informed me that you were going to spend a day getting drunk on these. Have you done that yet?
No, well, I was. So I had to. It was my friend's birthday today, And so I went down to a sex shop to buy him a lube for his birthday. This is true, by the way. I'm not making that up. And so we were hanging out down there, and I had a couple pulls off him and his boyfriend were hanging out, and they were having a little drink in the day, and I took a couple pulls off the vodka bottle, had a cigarette or two, and so I got...
You kind of just had a sloppy Saturday.
I kind of pre-gamed a little bit, and now I am going to be drinking these for the length of the episode.
Wow. All right. Well, great. So, again...
Yeah, that's nice. Sorry, I'm not done talking about the tea.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's light. It's not an overpowering flavor. How drunk it gets me remains to be seen.
I mean, it's probably also just dependent on just how many you drink.
Very true. And I did just eat. I had a chicken salad, which is not a lot of carbs. So, while I do have a full stomach, I also, I don't eat a lot of like bread. So I think I ate just enough to absorb the alcohol appropriately.
Well, dude, I hope it does wonderful things to you.
Uh-huh.
And
anything else you're going to say?
That's it. I was just going to no, you.
What?
I was going to say that's all you need. Send us free stuff, and I guess the pod is for sale.
Well, with some stipulations. We got to be able to clout farm off of you.
Copy.
Yeah, there's got to be some reciprocation.
Did you get into anything fun this week?
No.
No, nothing worthwhile.
I did. I was on a work trip with some friends.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about that.
I went up to Truckee, which is a town. I went up near Lake Tahoe area.
Mm-hmm.
With some friends who have a production company, and they were shooting something up there. And I went to PA and run sound for them. So I went up there, and I thought Truckee sounds like a podunk hillbilly town, but it's near Lake Tahoe, so a lot of money's there. Apparently, Mark Zuckerberg is building a compound up there. I have on good authority from an actual authority figure, a policeman.
Are we allowed to disclose this info, or did you just totally blast him out there? And
he has lasers on top of the compound, so if you want to look for it and approach it, that's at your own risk. These guys like Zuck, and if you want to find where they live, I would imagine there's automatic defenses in place.
Just turrets that pop out of the ground?
Yes. 60 cal, automatic, 8,000 rounds per second, Gatling Supremes.
Will turn you into minced meat.
Turn you into pink mist. Bang, pow, you're done. Curiosity killed you. So, yeah, I was up there bopping around that area. Beautiful area. A lot of cute little towns up there in Northern California around. It doesn't feel like California. Southern California, beachy,
oh, it's his own thing. Yeah.
Palm trees.
Yeah.
Laid back, orange filter on everything. Up there, you're in the Pacific Northwest, and it's Bigfoot country. A lot of tall trees, a lot of mountains, snow caps on the mountains still.
California is a very, very diverse state.
Yes, a very environmentally and people-wise,
ethnically.
Yeah, diverse. It's a very diverse state. So that was cool. That was we was very, very busy. Nonstop.
What kind of camera did you shoot on?
I didn't shoot. They shot on a Red.
Oh, I know that. They shot on a Red?
A Red and a Canon R7 series or something.
Do you remember what the model of the Red was?
Probably a Dragon. Or a Black. Oh. I think also it was a Black Magic and a Red something or other.
Komodo?
I don't know, no.
They got all the toys.
They do.
They got all the toys. That's fun. Well, cool, man. You were on set.
I was on set. It was nice to be on a set.
That's great. That's great.
So I'm just going to position the team.
I was working from home all week. I did not go to Lake Tahoe. In fact, Juneteenth was observed by Not my whole company, because it was like treated as a floating holiday. So some people could choose to take it off, or if you didn't want to, then you could just take a day off at a later time. I chose not to, and then I ended up with a lot of work. So I was working quite a bit, while a lot of my colleagues were enjoying their time off. Hey, and guess what? Good. That's the kind of coworker you get in me.
And I know
is that
when
I
you
want you to enjoy your time.
And just to address the obvious question, I think you mean there were also other white employees that were not working as they should have been.
Yes.
Yeah. Taking advantage of the day they shouldn't be celebrating. Frankly.
That's actually that's a good.
Yeah.
What should white people be doing?
Work harder.
Oh,
Twice as harder to represent the 2 years that slavery remained in place after it was officially ended.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. But they didn't have email. Or
No.
maybe word, or maybe they knew, but then the slave owners weren't saying anything until the Union Army showed up. I don't know the history of it that well.
There's what town was it? There was like
It was in was it in Texas?
town was the last to find out slavery was
I think it was in Texas.
timeline of abolition of slavery.
While you're looking that up, I'm gonna have some more of these Zesty Bites. These berry
ahead.
blue Zesty Bites.
Are they kind of like Sour Patch?
They're just these little. In that they're sour coated. Check those out. They're just these little. Do you see that, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't find the answer that I was looking for, but as I was looking, I did just find this article that says, until February 7th, 2013, the state of Mississippi had never submitted the required documentation to ratify the 13th Amendment, meaning it never officially had abolished slavery.
Oh, wait until
God.
recently, right?
That was 2013.
Yeah.
Whoops.
We just didn't get around to it.
We were supposed to do that?
We were busy.
Sorry. Come on, these things take 100 years or so.
This is the bureaucracy that Elon was talking about. This is what he was talking about.
This is the chunkiness of the government. He wanted
that it takes 100 years to officially say you're not about slavery.
Gosh, over 100. Wow. Well,
So
yeah.
you worked.
I worked,
Yep.
and
Well, and I won't name names, but I know who. While your white coworkers took off,
you know,
I know who they are. Mm-hmm. I won't say who it is.
we're not. That's not the kind of people we are.
No, we're not. I'm not here to call out anyone.
We're not going to do that.
And by the way, people who I know would proclaim how progressive they are. 110%.
Gross.
Yeah. Okay, so you observed Juneteenth as you should have.
Yeah,
That's what
I
you did this week.
And then this weekend, what did I get up to? I did chores. Still doing chores.
This is
It's
boring,
still
dude. This is a
mid-weekend.
Turnt episode. Do you see this crazy shit this guy's always doing? Like, you should have been telling. We should have been lying and saying we butt chugged all week.
Okay, you see one thing that you don't find in two Turnt's videos
Is butt chugging?
is children.
Well, he's been doing this thing where I still can't tell if it's a marketing stunt or not that he's having a kid.
Yeah, that he's having a kid. Yeah, I saw that.
I can't tell if it's real.
But for somebody like him, like, I don't feel like it's gonna change things.
no, you got to keep up the lifestyle,
But yeah, no, for me, not so much.
right? Because you
Don't
have
get
you actually you have kids not because of a marketing stunt,
Yes.
because you purposefully attempted and
Yes. Yeah.
And how is
Yeah,
everyone
so-
doing? Is everyone good?
My weekend actually was the exact opposite of a two Turnt Tony weekend.
Yeah.
It was I went to buy a new air filter and spark plug for my lawnmower, and my father-in-law helped me sharpen the blade. So we tuned it up. You know, it's good to go. It had been a couple years.
Yeah.
And, I could tell it was running a little
funny, not cutting the
funny.
grass as well.
Yeah, it just was like, not really up to snuff. So we fixed it up, and now I got it running. Put new oil in it.
Hey, you know what I just learned? You can't buy a gas mower in California anymore.
Oh, really?
That's what I learned when I was hanging out with the crew with my friends this weekend. Drew was saying you can't buy, because Newsom signed that bill about that in 2035 only electric vehicles can be sold, and I think Trump's trying to counteract it, but they're slowly rolling out that in other ways. You can't buy a gas lawnmower anymore.
I heard that like gas lawnmowers are incredibly
Efficient.
No,
Inefficient.
they're incredibly dirty. Like they pollute a lot.
Yeah.
And I have a backpack leaf blower that's gas, and they say the same thing about that. Like those things, just those engines, just are. I mean, electric ones. I mean, I don't know if that's the answer. I mean, I guess maybe, yeah. Like to switch over to electric. I mean, the electric ones work fine. I don't know, but I'm sure people complain about it that have bigger yards than me, or just feel strongly about it. I don't know. Some of that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
What are you blowing?
Blowing leaves.
Where? Where do they come from?
Trees.
And where do those come from?
The ground.
How does that work?
So earth.
Interesting. That's pretty cool, man.
Read a book.
I've leafed through them. Okay.
What's the last book you read?
That's a very private question.
Okay.
Do instruction manuals count? It was the instruction manual on my Sibian. I'm just kidding. I don't own one of those. I'm joking.
You want to do some questions?
Already? We normally save those to the end. We're just barely getting into the episode.
Oh, yeah. That's right. This is what I mean when I want to find a format. You threw me off because I thought you brought Cool Corner all the way up.
No.
Do you have a Cool Corner thing?
I have frankly, I rushed it. It's not going to be an authentic Cool Corner. It's going to be...
People are going to listen to this and be like, they just phoned it in.
Yeah, but I'm really trying not to, Aaron. I really want this podcast to do well, and numbers have been plummeting lately. Why don't we let's take this moment to brainstorm marketing stunts and how we can bring numbers up, because the numbers have been dwindling. I appreciate if you are a core listener and you'll listen no matter what. Thank you so much. You give us a reason to wake up every day. Well, Aaron has a family. I need this. So,
I was thinking about this in the car.
Okay.
And as we jump into the marketing scheme, how many views do you want?
1 billion, obviously. I mean, I'm sorry. Are you asking for a realistic number, or are you asking?
Well, because it's always interesting to me because people will say like, "Oh man, like, don't you want more viewers?" And I don't know, what's the ideal view count? Like, what do you want on each episode?
A billion trillion. I mean, come on. What kind of question is that?
Do you really? You want 1 trillion people listening to our podcast?
You know how much money we'd be pulling in if we had 1 trillion people listening, dude? Come on.
Do you know how famous you'd be? The most famous person in the world.
Which might not be so great.
Are you just realizing that now?
Okay. This is why it's important to talk through these things, okay?
This is why it's good to practice gratitude.
Do you want to know what my real answer is?
I kind of do. That's why I asked.
I think it would be nice if we got as many views as we have subscribers. Is that so much to fucking ask? YouTube? Right?
Yeah, but YouTube doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's my answer.
Okay.
I would like as many views as we have subscribers. That would make sense to me. That seems like it makes sense to me. What else? What else are these people seeing? A new who's
There's
making?
You mean what else are they seeing?
Yeah, instead
Why
of
aren't
us.
they seeing 2 white guys on a podcast?
Okay, sure. Yes. But we are different because we're actually not.
This is what separates us.
No, nothing does. There's nothing original, novel about anything we're doing, which brings to mind, Aaron, why do we do it?
I just do this to talk to you.
That's sweet. You know what we shouldn't do? You know what I don't like doing? You know what I kind of detest?
Yeah. What?
Is when people talk about talking.
Yeah.
So let's not be so meta about it, and let's actually, because this is going into sob story pity party mode. We're like, boo.
I didn't start it.
I started it. So let's give the people a show, man. Let's come on. Let's give them.
Yeah. Where was your character?
I didn't have my character is kind of coming out as I drink more of these. This is the bit today. I don't have.
Wait, is this your second? Mm-hmm. Wow, really? You already doing a second drink?
I already drank one. You know what I wanted to do? Picture
What?
this. I wanted to. It was when it was last week when we touched on the military parade. I wanted to order a sexy general outfit and wear it and say, "This isn't what I ordered."
That's pretty good.
So if you could picture that,
Wait, do they have those? Sexy general?
Well, sure, why not? There's a
Yeah, I guess that's a stupid question.
there's a flavor for every taste.
That would have really got me.
Yeah,
Really got me good.
I could still.
Now,
I could still do
some
it.
might even say you're being offensive.
By wearing a sexy general outfit.
I think that you're just making a mockery. Some would say that you're making a mockery of the United States military.
Respect to the men and women in our military.
Are you saluting?
Yeah.
Did you serve?
No. Is that
You're
not
digging
should
yourself
I,
a deeper
should
hole.
I not do that?
I mean, I don't think you're supposed to salute.
Well,
unless
Trump
you serve.
served. Trump saluted, and he was a draft dodger. So,
I mean, he's a commander in chief, but yeah.
but he also dodged the draft.
Yeah, I got you. I'm going to on Monday
To the
see
dentist.
something much more fun. I'm
28
gonna go see
years later.
28 years later.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's on my list.
Hey, Aaron, I also want to see that.
Okay, so I saw a picture of the way Danny Boyle shot this. Is he had? I don't think they did this for the whole film, but I saw this one rig where it was like, he shot it on the iPhone.
Yeah, and I just learned that today, actually.
He had a rig that was like a half circle, like kind of like an arch, and they had phones, like 12 phones, like arched, like bowed outward, and it was all connected to this one rig that a cameraman was holding. In the interview, they were saying that they all record simultaneously so that in the edit, like, you can find the angle that you want. So he's literally shooting like 12 different angles for an action.
I'm sorry. Explain again the rig. It's because explain the rig again.
Like, think of a wooden bow without the string, like that, and then there's an iPhone attached to the bow, like 12 of them at different locations.
How big is this bow? Like, how wide of a range or of angle?
I don't know.
Getting?
The picture I saw was like a bow. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
okay.
there was a dude holding it. You could probably find it online, and they shoot a lot of the action that way, and then he finds in post like which angle that he wants to use from like 12 different phones.
I'm curious how. I feel like I need to. I see a picture because I'm curious how great of a difference there is in the angle, because it sounds like they're all very near each other, and going from.
Well, you're not talking about like one's shooting like telephoto or something. I think it's a matter of like, you could literally be on this side of your face or all the way on this side, or you could have something direct on.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
falling.
Sure. Yeah. That's interesting.
So, yeah, I thought it was kind of.
Maybe we should employ that technique when we shoot. Should I even say it?
Yeah, sure.
When we shoot art, the new film this fall.
Yeah. I don't know if we have the money for it. Even though it's iPhones, I don't think we have the money for 12 iPhones to shoot. People are like, why'd the movie cost that much? Because I think it had a high budget, and they were like, why'd it cost that much if it was shot on an iPhone? And then you see the rig that they attach to the iPhone, and it's like gargantuan. It's like, yeah, that's why.
Oh shit! Let me Danny Boyle iPhone rig. Let me Google this real quick. Images. Oh shit! Look at that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because the first one, I thought it was pretty inventive, but he shot that on like a handy cam. That thing was very low
such
quality.
An interesting. Yeah, I'll probably go see this Monday too.
Wouldn't that be a trip though to shoot that way and then have total control over where you're? I mean, it's really such an interesting way to shoot because it gives you so much more control.
He could do bullet time if he wanted.
Yeah,
it makes me think of the bullet time rig for Matrix. What a cool novel idea.
I've always wanted to see like a secret multiple version of a film where the director puts out just like a secret cut that is like using like alternate takes or something that are just perceptibly like just ever so slightly different, or like in this case, like what if he were to use just a slightly different angle on like a couple shots and he just put a whole new movie out.
What's cooler is there's a cool new technology that we can do this. It's called artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. And you can feed it a whole raw file and you could say whatever you just said. I don't remember what you just said.
Yeah, because you weren't listening.
No, I was listening. I'm just a little inebriated right now, so I'm not going to try to.
What are you talking about? You've had 2 drinks.
I had some earlier as well.
I'm losing you.
No, I'm here. Stop it! Don't say that. I'm here. You want to lose me? I'll reach into my drawer and pull out
the tragedy of this podcast is I'm just doing it to talk to my best friend. And my best friend is so vain, he's doing it for billions of views, and he has to dress up as a different character every week.
No, I'm trying to spice it up a little bit. If you want me to be gone, if you want me to really be out of here, okay, I'll bring these out.
Dude, we're gonna...
You want me to?
How much paraphernalia you got in this bedroom?
I have what's legal in this state. It's all legal, bro.
This is totally legal.
It's all above water.
Go ahead, spark up. Go ahead. Why don't you set a good example for our listeners? I remember when we started. When did it really happen? Probably when we went off to college, and we started swearing in our videos more. But up until that point, I think a lot of our stuff was PC, other than like kind of the cartoonish violence. But I remember getting emails and messages being like...
From your mom?
Well, yeah, my mom would also say, "Hi, Mom, love you." But she would also say, "Aaron, do you have to swear so much? Do you have to?" I'd be like, "Yeah, Mom, because the F word's funny." I've kind of come full circle on that now.
Okay. I did it.
Is that it? Are you like leaning off camera? Are you afraid we're going to get flagged?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you're allowed to smoke on YouTube.
What's funny is I'm doing this and my reflection is literally catching everything.
Oh, there's a big mirror behind me.
Yeah, there's a giant mirror that can show everything I'm doing. Which, by the way, there was an episode that I was in tidy whities and you and Cooper didn't notice.
Oh, can you see it in the footage?
Yeah, Dylan noticed it.
Oh, he was like,
Dylan Price was like, oh, no, he said something. He commented. No one else noticed, though, but I was in my tidy whities.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You wear tidy whities?
I have some, yeah. I got some I did a shoot with, wait, did they release it? Did Big Time Friend release the meatball sketch?
No, not yet. We have it in the sound mix.
That's right. Okay. Well, because I wore I had the tidy whities on in that, and they had a bunch of
Did you not those? You threw those out though, right?
Those ones I threw away. But they had to buy a whole pack of them. So I wear those when I go to the gym because I take them off right after. It's like they're my gym underwear.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think I've worn a pair of tidy whities since I was like
since you did the Walter White cosplay.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Let's take a minute. Let's have a moment of silence. Let's think about this for a little more.
What's your go-to underwear? Are you a boxer
briefs? Boxer briefs.
Do you remember in high school you were like a boxer guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. When did we make the switch?
I don't know. I think
did marketing make us make the switch? Or did we just get older and be like, we want more support? Because there was definitely a distinct time when I went from like only boxers to boxer briefs.
Well, I think when you, as you get older, not even as you get older, but when you're going to nice functions and you're wearing nice pants, you need underwear that don't show. If you're wearing nice slacks, a suit, for example, you don't wear boxers with a suit.
Yeah.
Because then it gets bunchy.
Yep.
And boxer briefs, they provide a level of support and snugness that just feels kind of nice.
You know what else hides? A thong.
Are you saying why aren't we just wearing thongs?
Yes.
That's a great question. I think I might. Shit, dude.
I know.
I'm
I'm just here to provoke some interesting thoughts.
Yeah, dude. I like how we're pushing boundaries on this podcast.
Like, I mean, like, next time you see me in a suit, I might have a G-string.
I think it would be cool for men. I would like to get to a place where having men's a whale tail is part
Wait,
of.
what's a whale tail?
It's when the thong straps come right up the back of the jeans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfamiliar with that term.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the day when whale tails
Just people see that and be like, they shake
are
their head
part
and
of
like,
like noble, what the nobility are wearing.
just guys being dudes.
Yeah, guys being dudes, just wearing their thongs. I've never worn one. I've never worn one throughout the day, so we could be missing out on something that's actually pretty nice.
If I had to guess, though, if you had to guess on a not comfortable to immensely comfortable scale.
These are good, by the way.
Good. I'm glad. What would you guess a thong is?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
If you had to guess how good on a scale of 0 to 10, how good a thong is, like how good it feels to wear one.
I hear women say that it's butt floss. I've heard the female perspective on wearing thongs, and it doesn't sound comfortable per se, but I suppose it could feel sexy if you're wearing them with the intent that, hey, my man and I are going to get it on tonight, and you're wearing something that's going to inspire a surge of libido, and maybe you feel like this. Maybe you feel differently about it.
But isn't it funny that you would? I mean, there's other reasons though, is because like tight dresses and stuff, you don't want to see underwear lines. So there's a whole other reason for thongs, other than just like trying to. Well, how gross of you to think it's for a man. Ew.
Yeah.
They don't need you.
No, they don't. No, they don't. But I can imagine there are certain circumstances where wearing a thong does feel sexy. I think that there's I think that it exists where I'm doing this to, like, I feel like it's not, well, whatever makes you feel good. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you feel good.
That's a
And
good
wearing
way
a
to sum
thong
it
makes
up.
you feel good, men included. Maybe I'll wear one just for a day. And then we can talk about it for 45 minutes on the podcast.
That you should do, and we'll see if the mirror catches it.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe that'll be
That actually might get flagged. I don't know.
That'll be those will do the best numbers. Because I gotta, like, if I'm trying to think, like, oh yeah, if I were to, like, oops, I dropped something. Oops. Yeah.
Oops.
That's where you'd catch it.
Oops, did you see that? Oh.
Sorry, I didn't even know.
All right, I know you're going to, like, get all weird, but I do want to jump to questions because we have a few that I think
That's fine.
might
And
take
we're
a
at
second.
about 40 minutes, which is as much as this podcast needs to be.
Rob says, Rob's comment, which can become a question, is love when you guys reference the making of a sketch like the Always Sunny podcast. Maybe recount your memories there. Is there
I'm sorry. Repeat the question. I got caught because I'm like a little stoned now. I started thinking about something I said earlier. I was like, was that okay? So can you repeat the question again?
No, now I want to know what you're questioning.
I was just thinking about the military stuff. I was like,
Well, you edit these, so you could take it
no,
out.
I'm not gonna take it out. No, it's too much work.
Maybe wait until you're sober and then you can rewatch.
Guess what, Aaron? I'm not going to do that.
Wow. Well, good. I mean, I hope everybody like listening can appreciate that this is coming to you, Pierce Morgan, uncensored.
Cheers. Is that what Pierce Morgan? Is that his show? Is that what his?
Yeah, it's like his new internet show where he brings on all the most insane personalities and they yell at each other and scream and curse. Which is weird because for a while I was only familiar with his just talk show, like his, broadcast one. And so when I started seeing clips of it, I was like, what the hell is going on? Like these dudes are going off on each other. And then I realized like, oh, he's just driving right into, totally unfiltered YouTube territory and just letting people blast each other. And I'm sure his views are beautiful for it.
Yeah, these people will a guy like Pierce Morgan. Most political talking heads will claim how what am I trying to say here? That they have spines, and that they stand behind their opinions, and that they're in it for the right reasons, and they believe in something. But I think in these people's hearts, they truly know they're just whipping up fervor for views.
Yeah. There's no publicity like bad publicity.
Exactly.
So even if they get called out for something or somebody says something that's like, oh my gosh, they said this.
Right. And some people, and I'm not saying anything crazy here, but some people will kind of start on something and then they'll get a reaction and they'll go, oh, that got a reaction. And then they'll lean into it even harder. And they'll become more of the thing they didn't even think they would become, but they saw that it got a reaction. And so now they got to keep doing it. And then you slowly become something else you didn't think you could even become.
You live long enough to see yourself become the monster.
Become the monster, yeah. And he who makes a beast of himself, rids. What's the quote? Rids the pain of being a man. I believe it's a. Is it a? Well, it's a Avenged Sevenfold song, but it's a Hunter S. Thompson quote, I think. And I think Hunter S. Thompson was quoting somebody else. Don't look at me like that. You're just looking at me like you're being so judgmental right now.
So Rob's question, love when you guys reference the making of a sketch. Can you recount any of your memories?
You start.
It's because you're caught up on your thing. Parkour Kids was fun because it wasn't very dialogue heavy, so we didn't have to worry. It wasn't like your standard, like, okay, like let's make sure that we get all the beats and like hit them really well. It was just like, hey, let's go be totally stupid around the city and just jump off of things and just have fun. Mm-hmm. So I remember that being like a really fun day. And I don't even remember if the Marty segment was originally in the script. I feel like Marty came to help us and it was just like, let's have Marty be the special parkour kid. And Marty's stuff ended up being way funnier than all of ours anyways.
Yeah. It was great.
We watched that recently on a live stream and I was dying. I was just dying because there's one part where Marty looks like he falls and his knee hits himself in the face with his knee. Yeah. And it is just the funniest thing. Yeah. Do you have any memories?
I mean, the thing that immediately jumps to mind is when we were shooting the Action World and the cops came.
Yeah, but what's weird is
we've talked about that, right?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it. We were shooting something for Action World before Action World was even a thing.
Right.
That was for the FND TV intro or something.
It was a bit within a bit.
Yeah, and so we were just like getting some crazy footage. And yeah, the cops got called, and that was scary. Because
they rolled up on us with their guns drawn.
Yeah,
that was fun.
But shooting Action World itself was also kind of funny because, as if we learned nothing, then we were like whipping out pistols in the alleyways of Chicago, like shooting at each other, and not really paying any mind to how terrible that might look to any passerby.
Mm-hmm.
But we did it.
I will also maybe. What else? I'm trying to think of I'm trying to give you a good answer. No, that was fine. That was good.
Well, we can revisit that question. I think there's probably a lot.
Yeah.
And maybe when you're sober, then you'll be able to.
Oh, what next week?
Yeah.
Next recording?
Yeah.
What's
you think I'm waiting? You think I'm holding my breath for you right now as you take another puff?
What's the next question?
How about this one from Safe? He asks, do you have any favorite videos or projects or ideas that got close to being made but didn't for whatever reason?
Meat Man.
Yeah, the obvious one. Meat Man, we're still waiting to make, hopefully soon. But
I can remember when we did that one. It was like supposed to break the fourth wall. It was going to be a sketch, and then we go to behind the scenes, and then it's like the director trying to direct.
Oh, wow.
And we never released it. And then I remember Cooper was like, "Guys, come on, guys, we got to release it." And you and I were like, "No, I don't know." And
what was that called?
I don't remember.
The Extra or something?
Yeah.
The
And
idea. Okay, so tell me if I'm butchering this.
Did we use a Zorg mask in it?
The idea, maybe. The idea was that it was an action film, and some dude, like a secret agent, is chasing like a villain. He's breaking into a hideout or something. He goes up. Kills
I'm sorry, really quick. I think my cat's meowing at the door. Can I just? I'm sorry. I just
Go
gotta.
ahead. He kills some henchmen, and then
Come on in.
he turns to kill another henchman, and
Okay,
and
so
then he shoots the last henchman, and the dude's arm falls off and sprays blood everywhere. Is that right?
Yes.
And he's like screaming like crazy, and then we cut out of it, and it's the making of the sketch, and the director is having the convo with the extra, and he's like trying to get the performance right?
Yes, that was. I believe that was the basic idea.
Trying to think
And why didn't I think we just looked at the footage and it just didn't read?
Yeah, it was like. Also, now telling back the idea, something's missing there. Like I feel like it's not that funny.
Yeah, I don't know why. There was something we thought was funny about it.
Yeah, it usually is. It's usually the reason we start. That's usually the reason we start shooting a sketch. There's something funny here.
I feel like
We'll find it later.
There's got to be more we shot that we didn't release. Like, can you?
Robostitutes was another one that I think we've talked about, but
Don't even explain it. Just leave the title.
Robostitutes. That explains it all.
As you can imagine.
Dude, there's so many. Remember?
You know, I recently I had an old hard drive I plugged in.
Yeah,
and it has like a bunch of old scripts. And yeah.
We should do some read-throughs.
I kind of want to. Can you give me?
We've talked about.
Give me 1 minute. Fill 1 minute. Let me pull up the hard drive.
No. I wasn't talking about on this episode. Okay. We had a sketch. We might have talked about this, but we had a sketch called "The Getaway" that I've always loved, about 3 dudes who break out of prison and they rendezvous with their dude who's going to help them escape. And the rendezvous dude is supposed to provide them like their escape vehicles. And the one guy gets like a skateboard, the one guy gets rollerblades, and then the one guy gets a skip it. And he's like, "What the hell? Like, why is this? Why'd you give me a skip it? This isn't practical." And they're like, "Yeah, it is." And
the escape.
And then I think it was called The Getaway or something.
The Getaway. That's right.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. We never got made.
Okay, hold on, wait. I'm up. We're in.
As you took your headphones off, I was trying to tell you, no, don't do this. Let's wait until next week, but you're too far gone.
Yeah, no, come on. Sketches new, sketches old.
You know, your bit about, this is what I hate doing on the podcast is talking about talking. Mine is waiting while you search for something on your computer.
Okay, you know what sucks is that, these are all final draft documents and I can't open them.
Cool. I'm glad we spent the time to do this.
No, wait, hold on. I can't. Stop. Double Dragon? I don't feel like reading this fucking script right now. Okay, how about I'll read the scripts. You tell me.
All right, last question.
You tell me if you remember.
Moving on.
If you remember what the ideas are.
Stensworth asks, "How do you feel like your career in comedy complements and helps you with your endeavors in horror?
Pacing, timing. It's all.
I was going to
Horror
say
and
the
comedy
same
is all
thing.
pacing.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Both genres rely so heavily on timing that I think with comedy too, the one thing that even if you have funny jokes but you don't have your timing down, your editing down, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So that would be advice I would have for anybody that wants to get into making sketches, is work on your timing, find the rhythm of your jokes, rehearse a little bit. And once you find that, man, it's like, that's the secret cheat code.
Yeah.
And then that helps with horror, because horror is all about time. You know, you want to build that anticipation, that tension, and then you deliver the scare or not. But having that, and that's, I think, why in the past we've dabbled with some horror stuff or some creepy stuff with like Attic Man or New Apartment, you know, like I think those are sometimes the most fun to blend, because with comedy and horror, you're able to disarm people with comedy, and then you get the scare, you know? Like, that's when that genre blend is at its best, is when you can, like, make somebody laugh and feel comfortable, and then be like, blah!
Yeah.
And make them poop their pants.
People say that comedy is hard, and I feel like making someone truly scared is hard. And in a way where, because a lot of, like you're just saying, a lot of horror easily kind of crutches on, it can just be campy and people can laugh at it, and that's fine. But to make someone truly frightened is like as hard as making someone truly laugh.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What's the last
I mean,
film?
truly frightened.
What's
because
the
I think
last
there's-
film you were truly frightened at? For me, it was probably oh shit, what's the one where the girl loses her head, and then it's got like a, oh my god, the same guy who did The Eyes of My Mother.
Oh. His new film? I don't know.
Wait, was that him? I can't think of the name of the film. Holy crap. Big surprise.
This is par for the course.
Stop. No, it's not. I'm usually pretty good.
I honestly think we should make a compilation of every time you bring something up and you don't know what it is.
And
or-
it's called, it's something that has to do with like ancestry.
Dude, I don't know. Can we move? I don't know.
What was your film that you made you truly scared?
The most recent horror film that I watched was called Deadstream, which I would totally advise anybody to watch. Is a really fun horror comedy about a dude who is like crashed and burned from like YouTube. He was like YouTube famous, and then he got into some controversy, and so he's trying to revive his career by going and staying in a haunted house, which at the beginning he thinks is like total baloney, but then as he like goes throughout the night, as his like live stream is going and his viewers are rising, learns that it's truly haunted. But it's like a really fun blend and really well done for like an indie horror comedy.
Yeah.
And I watched some of the making of, and yeah, it's like genuine. There's some genuine scares, some really good tense moments.
I got to check it out.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. Hereditary.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not the same director, dude.
It's not.
Ari Aster.
Yeah, it's Ari Aster. Cut me some slack, bro. Come on. I'm over here trying to secure a sponsor for this podcast, and you're.
It's like this plan is not going to work out.
Yeah, well,
But
we'll
it's
see.
enough
We'll see,
because-
buddy. We'll see.
Because you got a fun night out of it, but I'm not complaining.
Well, I got to check out this Deadstream film.
Yeah, check it out tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want to do Cool Corner, or have you
Let's
had
do
it
cool.
with?
Let's end it on cool
Have
corner.
you had it with me?
No, I can never have it with you, buddy. I can never get enough.
Okay, why don't you start?
What's your cool corner?
Okay, I'll start.
Yeah,
My
please.
cool corner is that scientists have finally measured how fast quantum entanglement happens, and it's they are measured in. Let me just bear with me here. Until recently,
Yeah, I'll indulge you.
it was thought that the entanglement occurred instantaneously. Now, Bergdorfer and his team have shown that quantum entanglement occurs not instantly, but at dazzlingly fast speeds. These processes cannot be measured in seconds or milliseconds. They are measured in attoseconds, equal to 1 quintillionth of a second. So
How?
one quintillionth. Okay, that's one, and then you got, okay, wait. That's 100,000 million billion trillion quintillion. Yeah, oh, they say it, quintillion. That's 5 to the power of 5.
Wow.
Because quad is 4. Quin.
Is that about how long you last in bed?
Yeah.
All right. My cool corner thing is. Shit, I had one and it's really not that good. My cool corner thing actually.
Is that how big your wiener is? Because they measure your wiener in seconds.
That was dumb.
That was dumb.
My
Sorry.
cool corner thing is something that you'll actually like. They just released a beta for the OG Gears of War Reloaded, I believe it's called. They remastered it.
It's for Xbox only, though, right?
No, I think it's for PS5 as well. Which is
PS5.
a huge,
Well, I only have a PS4.
which is a huge deal because playing Gears on PS5 is like, what? But yeah, Xbox is doing this thing where they're releasing their stuff on PlayStation now. But I think I got to dig into it because, dude, multiplayer, come on. Multiplayer on the OG Gears.
Dude,
we
that
spent
was
so
the
much time on
funnest.
that was the game, dude.
That was the best.
And so much frustration because there was never a game that you felt the lag as much as the original.
Doing the roadie run.
I remember.
you're
do you
I'm
remember
there.
like shooting a dude, like blasting a dude with a shotgun, and on your end you would like shoot, and then he would disappear in like 5 seconds. Like that's how bad it was. You'd be like, and then it would just be like,
Right, yeah,
like,
the
okay,
lag. You're
dude,
talking about
this-
the lag.
yeah.
Yeah, that game.
Or on
suffered-
your end, you're like shooting somebody right in the face, like right there.
Yeah.
And then a split second later, they're like 20 yards away from you.
Yeah, reading the lag was an important part of the understanding the shotgun dynamics of the combat because you got the timing was you had to be very precise and you did have to take into account the wind or internet connection.
The wind, yeah. The wind and or.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sick. That's cool to bring it back. I wish I could play, but I still have my old dusty PS4 that I haven't
We'll get you, hey, priorities.
Hey,
you
dude,
know?
as soon as this podcast picks up, as soon as this shit picks up, as soon as we cut that first check,
Yep.
I'm paying off the little bit of money I got on my credit card, and I am buying a PS5.
Sweet.
Or maybe
You
I'll
better,
get
I mean, dude, just do it before GTA 6.
Should I get should I build out a? I don't want to build out a PC. It's just you got to lug the tower. I don't want to lug a tower. Who wants to lug a tower around?
Tell me about it.
A liquid cooled. You got to what if that liquid busts? You get your components all wet because your cooling liquids are fucking everywhere.
Who thought of that? Putting water in a computer.
Insane.
Crazy people.
That's crazy. It's counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But
All right.
anyway.
This has been episode 67. Vin, what drink are you on?
I'm on number 4. And we've only
Jeez,
been
really?
recording for an hour.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, this is up. Oh, by the way, actually, you know what's irresponsible, actually? I meant to start this podcast with a little, and I'm actually being serious. And it's going to even kind of be worse because I'm trying to be dead serious. That if you're struggling with alcoholism or if you're on sober day number blank, stick with it. I'm being serious because I have people close to me who are sober or should be. And so if this episode was going to trigger you to want to drink, you just know that I can drink and be all right. But if you're someone who struggles with alcohol addiction, this episode might be triggering, and you should take that serious. You should take it seriously.
Maybe we could put a disclaimer up front because I think that is a good idea.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, you don't have to like go and throw this whole chunk up there, but maybe putting a disclaimer or something.
I thought about cutting this into the beginning of the episode, but I'm also like noticeably hammered while I'm doing it, so
It probably won't feel as genuine as
there's
just because you're drunk.
My hands are tied in that. There's nothing about what I'm saying it can be taken seriously right now, but I actually am very serious about that.
I know you are because we have similar friends in that situation. So yeah, thinking about everybody doing that.
And so this could be, but hey, anyway, we're about approaching an hour. So this seems like a good.
This is good.
This is good, dude. This is it.
This is good. This has been episode 67 of FND Pod. Maybe next time we'll catch you with Cooper. We miss him dearly, but he is up to some shenanigans.
I had a whole bit about that, but forget it.
It's okay.
Next time. Coop, we miss you. We love you. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Swing you later.
Swing you later.